Hello everybody, you're watching Channel 1, where today I'm going to be showing you a couple of techniques for finding water leaks in your car. This is my Citroen Zara Picasso, where I'd begun to notice after a usual drive the fan being on once I'd turned the ignition off, indicating that the engine had got fairly hot. And subsequently, while driving, I noticed the temperature being a little higher than normal, so I knew there was an issue somewhere. Checking the water level inside the engine bay, as you can see here, I've got a yellow line where the minimum amount of water is, and the red line shows the actual water level. Good ways to identify where the water is going. If you take the cap off the engine oil filler or the coolant bottle filler, and you see gunk like this in either of the filler caps, it's a pretty much certainty that the head gasket has failed on the car, which is a massive engine build for myself and for most people. Garages aren't too much of an issue, but on a car as cheap as mine, it's not really worth doing. But I have to admit, this isn't my filler cap. I didn't have this problem at all, so while that was a plus, I'm still left with trying to find where the water's leaking. Obviously, most fluid leaks present themselves when they get bad enough, with pools of the fluid underneath the car. For little faults like I've got, just dabbing around, whether it be inside the engine bay once it's cool, around the hoses and joints, or using tissue paper if it's inside the car, quite easily show up if you've got fluid leaking out somewhere. But one of the best things I've found for tracing tiny little fluid faults is talcum powder. You can dust it over most of the car, or rather most of where you think the faults might be coming from, and it gives a great indication as to where the fault is starting from. Because if you notice in this image here, I've marked a couple of spots to look at, and then here it gives a perfect indication of where fluid has been leaking from. So if you do have issues with leaks, I wouldn't say I recommend doing it because I don't know the full outcome of what might happen, but it can certainly be a handy technique for tracing where fluids are leaking from. So I hope this has been of some use to you. If you do have the same sort of problem as I have on my Zara Picasso here, let me know in the comments, and I will put another video of how I actually got to the area where the leak was coming from, even though I didn't end up fixing it, as you will find out why in my next video. So thank you very much for watching. If this was any use to you, please hit the like button. Do please subscribe to the channel, and whatever you're doing, stay safe everybody. Take care. Peace.